Welcome back. Now, government's Child Protection Week campaign has begun. It seeks to end violence and abuse against children. Social Development Minister Lindiwe Zulu is there. Residents are also likely to raise the issue of the 350 Rand unemployment grant, which has been slow to take off. Our reporter MCHUNU joins us now live from Rustenburg in the northwest. MANQOBA, good morning to you. Thanks for your time. So what message is the Social Development Minister sending out as she launches this Child Protection Week?
Well, certainly, Clement, the Social Development Minister calling on South Africans, of course, to continue protecting the rights of children. Of course, it is the launch of the annual Child Protection Week this week here at the SOS Children's Village in Rustenburg. Of course, the message this year, or the theme of this year, being that let's protect children during COVID-19 and beyond. And the minister is saying that, South Africans should continue to protect the rights of children, especially now during the time of COVID-19. But Clement, to speak further on this, let me speak to the minister herself just to find out on their messages government today. Minister, thank you for your time. First of all, let's find out, we do know that there's been a spike in terms of the cases of children being abused during the lockdown. What is it looking like?
Yes, we want to call on South Africans in general to continue protecting children, and in particular at this time when both parents and children are finding themselves at home, and in many instances in very small homes, very crowded areas. But the plea to us and the call to us is that children are children, and children want to play, and children want to run around. So it is a responsibility of ourselves as adults, from mothers to fathers to grandfathers and grandmothers, to really help the children to understand that this is the greatest challenge that we have ever faced, not only as South Africa, but as the world. It's a plea to us to say, while you are stressed and strained yourselves, being locked down in your own very small areas, please have it in your heart to take care of our children.
Let's look at the interventions that the department has for those abused children. What sort of interventions do you have?
Right now where we are at the SOS Children's Village, and this is a village that is supported by the department. Quite straight, each child support has to get, the caregiver has to get 4,000 rands per child per month to make sure that the children are taken care of. Here at the SOS in Rustenburg, the good thing is that the children that are here are not in isolation. The caregivers are people who live in the communities, and this is one of the best, I think, that we want, because the most painful thing is when children who have been placed by order of the court, or children that have been placed by social workers, they find themselves isolated. The good thing about this one in Rustenburg here is the fact that the children are mingling with the communities. The children are in normal homes where the caregivers, the homes belong to the caregivers. So what is interesting is the fact that the children just travel with everybody when they're going to school. When they want to go out, they mix and mingle with the children around here. This is one very good example of what we would like to see as a Department of Social Development, the integration of such children into society. There's an office here that is on the same street, by the way. You don't have to have people coming from town to come and monitor. The offices are right here, so it's closer. It's close proximity. This is what we would like to see in the future. Villages being the ones that are taking care of the children.
Of course, Minister, it comes at a time when there are burning questions on the issue of that 350 unemployment grant, of course, that was announced by President Cyril Ramaphosa on the 21st of April. How many of those people so far have been paid? And really take us through the process right now where you are in terms of that.
Let me start by saying that we needed to make sure that we've got systems that are going to be accountable, systems that are going to make sure that the money is paid to the right accounts, systems that are going to make sure that it is really the unemployed who do get the money. It was for this reason that it took us long we opened up, and as you are aware now, we've got almost about 6 million people that have made the application. And let me clarify also the issue of application. It is said that sometimes people apply and they don't complete the application and they fall off. But we needed to make sure that we check that information against NSFAS, against our own social grants, against UIF, against any other social grant that people are paying. Half the people who applied were people who are already in the social grants. And therefore that process took us that long because we wanted to make sure, we still want to make sure. Out of the 5 million that have applied, I was informed by SASSA that 3 million of that was taken for a verification through SARS and through the other systems. And right now I was told that those that have been cleared are almost like 600 and something thousands that have already been cleared. So those ones have to now come back to us and give us the account numbers and make sure that we pay them. I know the challenge is that people have been saying, how long does it take you? Why are you taking so long? People are hungry. Yes. I am very conscious of the fact that people are hungry, but I'm also conscious of the fact that I needed to make sure that the systems that we have will finally pay the right people. Already the payments have started. I can't remember what's the figure for the payments that we've done right now, but among the 600 and something that we've already cleared, I'm expecting that that must go very smoothly. The other issue is they are saying, what about those who applied later and were not paid at the right time? President Cyril Ramaphosa announced that the payment is going to be for 6 months. If you were not paid your money from the very beginning of the first month, we must make sure that the amount of money, that 350 that has to be paid, it is supposed to be for that 6 months.
Okay. Minister, of course, many people will say that, you've had 3 weeks since the opening of this process, but still, even now, that has not happened. So what guarantee now are you giving to those grant beneficiaries? Many of them, of course, are still hungry as we speak, who don't have anything to put on the table. What is your assurance to those South Africans right now?
The assurance to those South Africans who have applied, those who did proper applications and do not get paid by any social grant, the assurance we are giving to them is that they will receive their money. There is no way we can disappoint President Cyril Ramaphosa on this one. There's no way.
When are they going to receive those money?
But they've started getting the money already. The fact of the matter is that there are people that have been paid already.
But it's been 10 of them so far, Minister.
No, it's much more than 10. The thing is, I don't want to be giving you wrong figures. I think SASSA can be able to give you exact the figures. You can talk to the CEO of SASSA. SASSA will give you the exact figures. And besides, by the time I do the press briefing, remember that I'm supposed to also do a press briefing that is related from us moving from level 4 to level 3. On the day that I'm going to be doing that, I will be giving you the exact figures of how many we have paid. The one thing I would like to say to you, there's no way that we're going to start paying money to the wrong people, number one. Number two, there's no way that I was going to be pushing SASSA to pay people who are already on our SASSA grant. There's no way that I was going to push SASSA to pay and find that we're paying people who are already on IUF or anything. My message is simple and straightforward. Can people be fair and also appreciate that the people out there who are hungry, there are others who are thinking of taking advantage of this process and getting the money to themselves. This money is meant for people who have absolutely nothing. And I have nothing to hide as a minister, and I am 100% sure that the CEO of SASSA and the team have got nothing to hide in terms of the processes that we needed to do to make sure that, firstly, we are accountable. Secondly, we don't have the Auditor General coming back to us and saying, look at what we have done, simply because we're in a rush to pay and not make sure that the systems are correct. I need to be sure that the systems are correct. It's an apology to people that it's taken us this long. But remember, in order to be able to pay people, you need to create a proper system with you that's going to make sure that from the first time that they are paid, the system gets to pay right up to October.
So in terms of the deadline, Minister, how long are you giving SASSA to pay out this money?
SASSA has already started paying. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Thank you, Minister, for your time. Minister of Social Development, Lindiwe Zulu, speaking to us there. Of course, she says that they will be briefing the media in the coming days, of course, on the Level 3 regulations. And one of those briefings, of course, will be the issue of those 350 Rand unemployment grant, which she says she's going to give more details about that, Clement.